Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's room tour episode 37 is definitely one of the biggest episodes on the channel that I've had the privilege to showcase. It's definitely unique, full of high-tech equipment that's matched with luxurious taste of decor that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. Now, I've twisted a few things around in this video from my normal style of showcasing, so sit back, grab a drink, and let's hear a few words from the owner of this phenomenal home theater room, Brad from United States.
Welcome to my basement and welcome to my home theater. My name is Brad Weintraub and I live in the United States in the suburbs of Chicago, Illinois. Before I get started and we show you a tour of our basement and theater, I first really wanted to thank Sarkis and his great channel H Studio 3 for really helping me through a difficult time about a year ago, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. Like many of you, my passion for home theater started at a very young age. I love technology. I think by the age of like 10, I'd already, built my first computer, started working for a local DJ company as a roadie and was just really into technology. And, my love for home theater started really when I saw the original Jurassic Park in 1993 in the theaters. And I don't know if you guys remember that original DTS audio bumper that had the big laser disc and, sound coming from all sides. And plus, obviously, Jurassic Park just being a really great movie for surround sound effects at that time. And that really got me into wanting to create that environment at home. So from a very early age, I always had a home theater or a media room, through college, and then obviously once getting out of college. And I was lucky enough that I was able to change my passion into a career and actually started my own AV smart home and system integration company in 2004. And we obviously specialized in doing single family homes, condominium developments across the United States. I later sold that company and I'm now vice president of a global accounts for a system integration company that's global, where we do corporate, amusement park, entertainment venues and government, audio, video, IT, and unified communication services. So to tell you a little bit about our house, our basement, and the home theater, we originally moved into this house in 2012. Really fell in love with it from the basement because we love to entertain, and it actually already had a dedicated home theater room. So really over the next 8 years, I did a lot of upgrades, put in a fiber optic ceiling, new surround sound system, went from 5.1 to Atmos. And in 2019, my wife and I decided to build an addition onto the home and also do a new first floor kitchen. And that project went probably about 10 months. We finished in September of 2020. About 30 days after we finished the project, we had a really bad rainstorm in the middle of the night. And we woke up in the morning to find our entire first floor and basement flooded with not only water, but sanitary waste. So it was pretty devastating. We had to pack up the family and move out of the house. And they basically had to, both our first floor and entire basement, rip up all the floors, the walls, going down to the studs and basically rebuilding. So at that time, obviously a lot of anger and frustration, and that's where I say this channel, the tours, all the input from Sarkis's community really helped me put that energy in building something new and better than we had before. So started designing the project in December of 2020. And when we were designing it, obviously, we wanted our basement to be able to have the perfect environment for entertaining. We do a lot of live sporting events and having friends and family over to watch. So we wanted the basement and the home theater to not just be a dedicated home theater, but be able to adapt to entertaining and doing live sport event parties. So we really wanted the theater to be able to accommodate at least 13 to 14 people. have a bar area in back where people can eat and drink and watch, but then also be, as best as we can, a home theater to show movies for our kids and their friends, and then obviously for our family overall.
So now that Brad has filled us in with what made him get into home theater with a little history of his home, let's dig into the room tour. So the basement tour starts in the mechanical room with the Theater SurgeX power panels on the side, as well as the equipment rack for the entire house. Starting from the top is a couple of UniFi devices such as the cloud connector, SGP Gateway router and switch. Moving down is a pair of Cisco SG-200-26 network switches, a Savant Control Expansion lot, TiVo XL device, Xfinity HD cable box for the entire house, TiVo Edge 4K device. Of course, you got your Roku 4K in the middle of the Apple TV 4K streaming devices on either side, 2 Sonos Players, a pair of Apple Mac Mini camera servers, another Savant SVR-5005 server with a massive Savant SSP-1200 AV and video wall processor. Underneath is one of my all-time favorite Klipsch amplifiers, the KA1000 THX, powering the in-wall subwoofers in the family room, a Crown XLS-1002 powering the Klipsch in-wall subwoofer in the gym room, a pair of Sonos Sonamp 1230 for the outdoor audio system, and lastly, an APC Smart UPS C1000 power protection unit for the entire AV rack. Wait till you guys see what's stored in the home theater AV rack. Moving on, next to the mechanical room is an immaculate modern bathroom, and then a massive kitchen bar area with 2 ceiling speakers for entertainers' delight. Alongside this space is the dining area, watching the game with 2 more ceiling speakers, a fireplace for them winter times, and then you head off to one of my favorite rooms in a house, the gym, with 2 Klipsch RW5802 series ceiling speakers that's paired with a 12-inch Klipsch Pro 1200 SW in-wall subwoofer. Heading out to the family room is another fireplace with a TV, watching H-Studio 3 room tours with 2 more Klipsch ceiling speakers paired with another 12-inch built-in subwoofer. Brad has some furniture coming in real soon for this area, and I bet it's going to look awesome. Coming back around is a small concession area for his drinks and snacks with a hallway of his favorite movie posters in frames before entering the home theater. Jumping into the build, this home theater room measures out around 15 by 20 feet with a 9-foot ceiling. 2x4 wood studs were used with rock wool insulation for walls, ceiling, under speaker enclosure, and in the riser platform. Installed lighting, power sockets, HDMI cables, audio quest speaker cables, etc., and covered it with a mass-loaded vinyl that was used for extra support before the 5/8-inch green board was glued on for the walls, which is more water resistant than drywall, by the way, and standard drywall for the ceilings. Once this was completed, the proscenium was built using 2x4 studs with couple layers of MLV and drywall in between, which is a great technique for sound isolation. For anyone that's interested for more details about this process, feel free to comment down below. Made some final touches like this insane looking luxurious carpet that I really like, and a bar bench top area towards the back of the room for additional seating. Now, before you step inside in this beautiful home theater room, the entrance lobby area speaks for itself. I'm truly loving the private home cinema vibe. The custom LED with ambient color selection sign above looks sensational, while the premium front and back upholstered door panels seal the noise and highlight the home theater with sophistication. These panels mount over your existing door with glue. They're lightweight and can be found on htmart.com. Before we check out what this theater is packing, as we know, Brad is a massive fan of automation and control. So to the left of the entrance door, he's hooked up a 12.9-inch Simply Dock in-wall iPad dock to create these awesome signs, and another iPort wall station with a 9.7-inch iPad to the right as you enter to monitor what's going on around the entire house, control the 16 Philips Hue RGB color changing bulbs and wall lights around the room, 3 separate runs of base strip lights around the front proscenium, as well as around the cover, platform area, and much more. When I set up my home theater room one day, I know who to call. Speaking of which, here's Brad with some insight on lighting and automation.
Also very big into how lighting plays an important role at creating ambience. So design the room to be fully adaptable for multiple conditions for lighting. So there's over 22 zones of lighting that can be configured by colors and that are automated based on what type of viewing or entertaining you're doing in the room.
Checking out the 9.2.4 audio system in the room, I'm going to start off with the front soundstage, which is the Klipsch Real Custom Cinema, which features 3 LCR speakers with 2 subwoofers. The RCC-122 is one heck of a soundstage that's equipped with 3-inch titanium diaphragm compression drivers with 4-inch voice coils, 3 15 and 2 18-inch polyfiber woofer cones with cinema Tractrix ports.
I love stadium seating. I really like feeling like you're in an elevated listening position. And the way these speakers work is the horns are on top. They're meant to be mounted pretty high. And then they have a 60-degree plane vertical down dispersion pattern. And the reason why they do that is so sound reflections of obstacles in front of the listening environment are not obstructing the sound, and the entire theater will be able to get just as good as audio if you're in the first row, last row, or behind the theater.
Hidden away behind the side acoustic panels for front wides and side surrounds, Brad has hooked up the Klipsch THX 8000S in-wall speakers that deliver reference level unbelievable acoustic reproduction. Walking around towards the back wall of the room is 2 more Klipsch THX 8000L in-wall speakers being used for resurround channels that's painted to match the wall color. Finishing off this room's speaker channels up above is 4 Klipsch Pro 10 RPC in-ceiling speakers, bringing dynamic, powerful and detailed reference premiere sound to this phenomenal space of heaven. For display, this is the high quality 141-inch 2.37:1 CMOS reference acoustically transparent screen. With such attention to detail, this reference fixed frames 8-piece screen guarantees a perfectly flat projection surface that enhances your viewing experience to extreme levels. Brad has also taken advantage of the optional removable masking panels, which are magnetically hooked on, changing viewing aspect ratios within seconds. That is awesome. Paired with this premium screen is the Sony VPL-VW715ES 4K HDR projector that's ceiling mounted towards the back center of the room. The image quality of this beauty will just make your jaw drop, and with its high quality, fast lens memory, you'll be able to shift between content in the blink of an eye. Let me ask you guys a question. Before you watch a movie in your home, do you enjoy a good pre-roll, or would you rather get straight down to business? If you do, shoot a comment down below sharing your experience.
When you go to a commercial cinema, you're not sitting down and hitting play and a movie starts. That experience is a good pre-roll of, pre-entertainment, trailers, and audio bumpers. And so using both Plex and Kodi for 3D, I've created multiple pre-rolls that really just help give that theater-like environment for when we're watching movies.
Let's go ahead and check out the impressive equipment in the room. To the right side of the screen is the built-in AV rack, and once again, starting from the top is a UniFi 24-port network switch. Moving down is a Vera 4K device for Kodi to play 3D movies, Philips Hue Play HDMI sync box, a Savant DMX lighting controller with an expansion unit, the latest 2021 Apple TV 4K streamer, a TiVo Mini Lux, the Sony UBPX7000 Blu-ray player for its physical media, Nvidia Shield Pro to the right and Mac Mini M1 to the left, a 13.2 channel Marantz AV8805 preamplifier, a Beastie ATI 526 6-channel amplifier to power front wide, side surround and rear speakers, and another ATI 543 3-channel for the LCR. I'm just losing my mind here, but we'll keep going. Marantz MM7025 powering 2 Atmos speakers, while another Marantz powering the other 2 Atmos speakers. And lastly, thank goodness, a Crown DCI-2 1250 amplifier powering both Klipsch subwoofers in the room. For seating, being an entertainer, Brad wanted to make sure there is enough seats for his family and friends, as well as wanted a state-of-the-art aesthetics and comfort, so he's chosen to go with 8 luxurious Seatcraft Kodiak home theater recliners that just looks unreal. It features the very finest top grain leather 7000 for extreme comfort, a solid frame in each chair which is topped by plush cushioning. Of course, you got your powered headrest and lumbar support that can be adjusted to a number of different positions with ease, but that's not all. Each of these seats has its very own swivel trays and sound shakers, which is a technology that vibrates the chair in sync with the on-screen action. The blue LED base lighting looks incredible, matching the lighted cup holders. The hidden in-arm storage area has plenty of room for remotes, gaming equipment, and other items you want to keep easily accessible. And lastly, with a single touch of a button, you can recline the seats to your favorite position while charging your devices in a USB port, which is included in every single Seatcraft home theater seat. These seats were purchased from 4seating.com, where they sell everything from home theater seats and multimedia sofas to theater carpet and home theater decor.
One of the things Sarkis asked is, what are some of the things that we've learned or that if I would want to change? And being that we're so recently off the project, it's hard to kind of have that realization of things that I'd want to do different. I'm sure as I use the space more and more, I'll have some additional thoughts. But I know one of the things is this space, the theater shares our heating and air conditioning with the basement as one zone. And looking back on it, I think I probably would want to have separated and having a dedicated air conditioning and heating just for the theater space, and have a separate thermostat rather than sharing the rest of the basement. That's one of the things that I'm quickly seeing that I would have liked just to have more finite control over that. Future upgrades, again, being so new, it's really hard to kind of see different things that I'd want to do. I used to have a fiber optic ceiling. I didn't end up doing that, so that can be something potentially I may do. We didn't really use it too much during movies. It was more of just a gimmick, but something that I can still see adding ambience. So I did put power into the ceiling for that, and I'm sure in the next 4 to 5 years, surround sound processors will get more advanced, so I can see updating it. The last thing Sarkis asked was, any advice that that I can give based on kind of what I've gone through in my years of doing this. And the biggest one is, plan. And we all don't have an unlimited budget. We don't have unlimited space. So making a priority list of what's important to you, and then working towards how to get those priorities in. And I always say your lower priorities is just as important to build future enhancements to be able to get those lower priorities. So what may be a lower priority today in the future may be something that you want to add. So always plan for how you want to add those lower priorities. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the tour. And if you have any other questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them in the comments. So once again, thank you for watching our tour of our basement and also home theater. And we're also probably going to have some additional photos later on, as we're still waiting for some of our furniture in the basement. But again, enjoy. Thank you.
Beautifully said, Brad. I hope you create many, many years of joyful memories in that awesome room with your family and friends. You're an inspiration to a lot of people, including myself. Thank you for jumping in front of the camera. I'm sure a lot of viewers appreciate that. I'm excited and cannot wait for your future updates, which I'm sure I'll be posting on my community page, so stay tuned everyone. Well, there it is, another insane, luxurious, professional transformation like no other. The highlight for me, of course, is the theater. I'm a huge fan of that monster Sony projector delivering the goods, while them luxurious Seatcraft seats provide nothing but comfort and years of reliable luxury. When I first received an email from Brad, I could not believe my eyes on how beautiful this home theater was, not to mention the entire basement. But it breaks my heart to see such disasters like the flooding happen to kind, humble people that deserve nothing but happiness. But I guess sometimes you just gotta pick yourself up and power through to achieve greatness. It truly makes me so happy to see this channel touches so many people in many different ways, and the small community that we have built together here on YouTube help and support each other through their own journeys. It truly inspires me to keep delivering content for you guys. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Brad, and thank you to everyone for your constant support by liking, commenting, watching these videos, emailing, and even DMing me with positive vibes weekly basis. I'll be forever grateful. Brad provided a great amount of information for this video, but I wanted to keep it as short as possible. But if anyone has any questions or want to know more about anything, shoot a comment down below. Stay tuned for the next few weeks where I'll be showing you guys some updates on the mini man cave that I've been working on for some time. God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.